Hello and welcome to the Too Much Time on Our Hands podcast. You're joining us, the classic threesome. Obviously, Duncan still doing stuff at the moment, but you have Russ, Tom and Dan with you. We are the Too Much Time on Our Hands team here to bring you news, views and some catch-up tomfoolery.
How
How
are you feeling about that little intro there? Any regrets or anything?
Yeah, there's a couple of regrets. We're just going to sort of slide on past because I always
the confidence really drained from your face around the first sort of rhyming couplet that you popped in there.
Time spent wishing for a better intro is time wasted because you're not going to get it. If you're joining us on the YouTube stream, hello, Dan, Russ, Wayne. Hello. Thank you very much for joining us. If you're joining us through the power of your ears, listening to us on the podcast at any other time, then thank you very much for listening to us. You are definitely in the majority, but next time, maybe unskin those eyeballs and watch the stream on YouTube with the other 2 or 3 people who watch it as well. Anyway, we're going to be talking about some news. We're going to be catching up and telling you about some various things going on. For instance, Deathloop has just launched. That's quite a good game. I can tell you a little bit about the first 60 minutes of it or so. And there's various other bits and bobs. So with no further ado, and just a little bit of windy pops, I'm going to hand over to Dan.
Just a couple of things to get through first. Do you think it matters I've got wet hair? Does anyone mind?
Can you do us a nice flick?
I mean, it's probably too late to worry about these things now.
I could go and dry it, I suppose.
I mean, what about an interactive podcast where you get your hair dryer and you bring it in here and...
People have always said the noise from a hairdryer is particularly relaxing, haven't they? That's like a known thing. That's like if you tuned into ASMR and someone just had a hairdryer straight away. That's what people do to ASMR, isn't it?
Just straight away. Yeah, I think that's broadly what people do to ASMR videos.
Yeah. And the other thing is, do we think it's a coincidence that Duncan hasn't been on and Prince Andrew's getting indicted by the US government?
Sorry, do we think that those two things are related?
Really curious as to where you think the link is there.
I don't know. I'm just saying it's been roughly the times they seem to coincide, I think.
I mean I quite like the idea that we're sort of thinking that the two are related in any way.
No, they're not, obviously. Sorry. No one believed that about Duncan. Duncan's lovely.
I say we. I quite like the fact that you seem to think that these two things are related.
I didn't say they were related. I'm just saying, is there a coincidence?
Yeah, maybe Duncan's been hiding out in the grounds of Balmoral or wherever it is, trying to serve those papers.
I popped the numbers down. You joined the dots.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't nothing I said.
Wow, we're off to a flying start. I mean, I lost confidence mid-intro.
I lost confidence before I'd logged on and realised I didn't have an alcoholic beverage, so I'm resorting to whiskey tonight. So let's do this.
I mean, you are aware that is an alcoholic beverage?
Yeah, not really, is it?
I mean, it's also pretty age-core. I mean, as alcoholic beverages go, a Scotch, is quite... Is it a Scotch? What is it? What are you drinking?
Balvenie.
Balvenie.
I couldn't tell you which one. But
is that a Scotch? Or is that just a whiskey?
It's just a whiskey, I believe.
Is it peaty?
I don't know about these things. I got given it.
Balvenie is Scotch, isn't it?
Yeah. Hang on. Yeah, you can taste the wood smoke. It's nice. I can tell you that. I got given loads of Scotch basically, and now I'm going to drink it. I did have 12 Desperados. I swear I had 12 Desperados, and I only remember drinking 3 of them, and that is a little concerning because I don't have any left. News, I suppose.
I'm going to say there are some streamers watching us right now who are going to be switching off.
Yeah, man, I understand. Yeah, sorry, one second.
Smooth. Are you about to pour Coke into that single malt Scotch whiskey?
No. I just wanted a soothing can of cherry Coke as well at the same time. Cherry Coke Zero, no less. I haven't looked up any news.
It's pronounced Cocoa.
So,
It's pronounced Cocoa.
Coke. Oh,
yeah. Everyone calls it Coke Zero, but it's not. It's Cocoa.
Is it though?
Yeah, it should be. It's a catchier name.
It is, yeah. I haven't got any news yet. That's the problem here. I suppose the thing I put people in on was that they have announced when we're getting a teaser trailer for The Expanse Season 6.
So they have announced when there is a teaser of a trailer for The Expanse.
I sense that you're not as excited about this as I am.
No, this is nothing to do with The Expanse. This is more the problem of it is not news that you are going to be releasing a press release about the arrival date of the teaser for the trailer for your thing. I think there's only
I can find it is.
No, you can have 3, I think, steps back from the actual thing being released that counts as news. Otherwise, you're just doing your job, aren't you? You're just making the thing.
This is about 3 steps back, to be fair. We're getting this announcement, we're getting the New York Comic Con panel with the trailer, and then we're getting the thing. So that's about 3 steps back, that's fine. PlayStation had their conference, their State of Play, recently. Just looking up now what was announced, a number of things. For starters, which has received a ton of hate, GTA 5 remake. People aren't happy about this because GTA 5 has had its day.
I just can't. Who's going to go and? Surely everyone in the world has GTA 5 by now.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah,
at least once.
Yeah, guaranteed. We're all going to buy it though, right?
And it has already been remade twice. So, come on.
Yeah, except that we're all going to go and buy it.
No, I'm not buying it again.
I'm not,
what is there new in it that we don't already have?
I think there's some new online stuff.
Don't care.
It looks prettier. Probably more FPSs, I'd imagine. Added some more of them in.
More.
Yeah, just a handful.
Maybe some RTX support.
Yeah.
The multiplayer for GTA is now it's actively hostile to newcomers.
Yeah.
Unless you are already a billionaire in there, you basically can't do anything.
I kind of agree. It's not for me anymore. I can't. I tried playing it and I was wank, so I stopped playing it.
But you see the trailers, so that island thing you can go to now. You unless you've been playing it for years, you can't afford to go there or to get any of the things.
Yeah.
And you have to interact with people.
You do. Okay, so PlayStation State, other than the GTA debacle, I mean that's probably a bit harsh, but
probably a bit strong. I mean, look, fair play to Rockstar. Can we just release GTA 5 again? Works for Skyrim, doesn't it? Yeah, fuck it, let's do it.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because we now know that Skyrim's getting released again, don't we? So yeah, good on them. Fair play to them. Selling us the same games that we already own over and over again, and we'll keep buying them.
Somebody in the games industry somewhere made a very big bonus when they convinced their bosses, no, we just sell them the same games again.
Do they not want Elder Scrolls 6? No, you're not listening to me, are you? That involves making a whole new game. We could just sell them the same game. Lick of paint. Boom, there's Skyrim. Enjoy.
And I feel like the lick of paint is not even that difficult to do, because when a game is made, a lot of the assets and things are made at a far higher resolution or level of detail than can actually go into the finished game. They are then optimized down to fit the requirements of the systems that it's going to be played on. So it can often be just a case of reinstating the original textures and then re-releasing it. Amazing.
God of War Ragnarok. That got revealed officially.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It does. And also, I'll be signing things if anyone wants signatures by the basis of the model that is Thor in that game. I don't know whether anyone's seen it.
Yeah, it looks incredible.
It looks exactly like me. I'm not. This is not me blowing my own trumpet. It's a fat, long-haired dude. But it's they've done Thor in my image, basically. When I imagine I'm in the Marvel Cinematic Universe running around, that's kind of how I imagine myself.
I'd still take you any day.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
He knows it.
It does look really good. But there's been complaints that they've not upgraded anything because he gets out of the boat in the same way that he did in the previous game as well.
Yeah, well, these things happen.
Do we get the feeling gamers are sometimes a little bit spoiled?
Yeah, a little bit. Although, to be fair, when it's a constant influx of remakes and remasters, sometimes it can get to a point where it's like, is anyone working on any new IPs at all, or are we just rehashing and remaking everything else?
But that makes it even more hilarious, doesn't it? Thanks, Russ. I can see what you've just done. That makes it more hilarious. That when a game's remade, we're not up in arms until they've remade it like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 4, they keep releasing it on every console. I keep buying it.
I think they're doing it at the right cadence there, though. Like, they release it every time I've got a new thing to play it on. So that's just right. Whereas I've already got GTA 5 on the Xbox One and the PC.
Resident Evil 4 is now I wonder what this looks like on this thing. Like, whatever it is. So, like, it's on the Switch. I wonder what Resident Evil 4 looks like on the Switch.
I have to say,
Switch would be quite good because they can bring back... Do you remember it had the motion aiming with the Wii, didn't it?
Oh, that was bollocks.
Or the... whatever it is. But it's probably actually quite good on the Switch.
I know they did that. Do you know why? Because I had the Wii version as well. Didn't have a Wii.
But the like aiming Link's bow in Breath of the Wild is quite good with the motion. I thought I was just really shit at archery for a while until I realised there were motion controls.
I honestly didn't know that in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, so you kind of get it near enough with the stick, and then you use the motion control to just finesse, like to get for a headshot or something.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it works really well.
That makes so much more sense now. You were going to say something, Tom, before I rudely interrupted. Sorry, buddy.
It's like one of those things that someone was about to say when it was all in swing. So it's probably gonna swing and a miss right now. But I was just gonna say, I've actually really enjoyed playing Resident Evil 4 on the Switch. In fact, I've really enjoyed playing it on the Switch more than I have on any other console apart from maybe its original console.
No, that's fair. Apart from the original console, except it depends what you mean by the original console.
Yeah, are you talking GameCube?
I played on GameCube.
Oh no, sorry. So okay. So the original console that I played it on.
The original console that anyone actually had.
Yeah, PlayStation 2. And happy 20th anniversary to the GameCube as well this week. So
Jesus Christ.
I know, right? Insomniac Games is developing Marvel Spider-Man 2 and making a Wolverine game as well. And I think
a Wolverine game.
A Wolverine game. I think we can expect both those games. Probably 2023 and 2028, I'd imagine. So that'll be fun.
Have they not managed to secure the license to Hugh Jackman's likeness rights? So it looks like Russ.
Have you seen the trailer for it? Because you don't really ever see his face, do you? You just see the back of him and stuff. So maybe they are waiting for Hugh Jackman's likeness rights or Russ's, whoever they can get first. Either's a big get. So
there's nothing in my drink.
Start it out.
I don't know about you, Tom, but I feel like I need to hydrate.
Like, so I don't have it here.
No!
No, crap, bollocks. No, I don't have it. I could try drinking some vape.
You carry this massive bottle around with you, and I just forget what I meant to do with this thing, and then you read the label, and it all comes flooding back. You hydrate with it.
But the thing is, it's got an accent over the E, so it's
hydrate.
Hydrate. Dan, do you fancy going to the park to hydrate?
I'd love to hydrate in the park.
Oh no! I've only got 10 minutes to get to my hydrate class. That's why I'm racking this washboard.
It's all right.
Thank you, hydrate.
I've got pilates afterwards, so that's
yeah.
So Insomniac Games making more Marvel games. That seems to be their jam now, doesn't it? Really, make Marvel.
That's their jam. That's their bag, baby.
Spider-Man was great. To be fair, I haven't played Miles Morales because I don't own a PS5.
I thought you were going to say Spider-Man was great. I haven't played it.
Spider-Man was great. I'm just going to bullshit about it, but it was great.
No idea what it's like.
Yeah, probably quite good. It's got Spider-Man in. I know.
People say it's good.
Yeah, it's really good. No, I 100% it. It is really good. Gran Turismo 7 comes out in March 2022. Congratulations, the inferior driving game.
It's just a little bit... It just takes itself too seriously, doesn't it?
News on Forza 7, Forza Motorsport 7.
Just to go, like, compare the first experiences you have in a Forza game, which would have you like
Forza Horizon game.
Which would have you like driving off of an exploding hot air balloon or something, as opposed to your first bit in Gran Turismo, which is like, now you're going to take your driving test for turning left.
Oh my god, one of them did make you take a driving test, didn't it?
I remember one on the PS2 where one of the early tutorial things was you had to drive behind one of those Nissan Cube things. Do you remember those? Like it was like an MPV, and it was literally a cube with some wheels. You had to drive behind one of them for a very long time to understand what drafting was.
Yeah, drive your Ford Fiesta behind an even slower car.
Yeah,
I do.
And it was like realistic drafting. So
yeah.
there's no swooshy sound effect. There's no you'll notice a infinitesimal increase in speed. Whereas in Forza, you're drafting, you get ding 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 meter going up, all sorts of stuff. It's not very realistic, but it's a lot more fun.
Forza Motorsport is realistic, and
that's why nobody plays it.
No, Forza Motorsport's fun, but it is still better than Gran Turismo. Gran Turismo shit. Gran Turismo hasn't been good since Gran Turismo. I want to say 4. But it might be 3.
It's been a little bit like there's been competitors in that ultra realistic simulation. So you got like Project Cars and stuff, which seem to manage to do it a bit more fun as well.
But it's Horizon is still a simulator, driving simulator. You're still driving real cars that feel like the real cars. You're just doing them in really silly places, and that's half the fun of it. It doesn't feel like, it's not Burnout, but it's also not. You can still tune your cars to do things. You can still treat it as a driving simulator. It's just really silly. They just release it and you go, right, so drive around all these landmarks in the UK. Excellent, sounds so much fun. Drift around them, cool, fun. Here's a Lego world, awesome. Okay, exactly, that's exactly what I wanted. Lego world. Anyway, but it's kind of it's still a semi-realistic driving game. But I didn't 100% the trophies. I 100%ed everything you have to do in the game, Jack. I want to stress that. I didn't do the trophies. I failed to pay respect to Uncle Ben's grave.
Are you getting shit on the stream?
Yeah, deservedly so as well. And apparently I failed to pay respect to Uncle Ben's grave. That's a dick move, isn't it?
That's a massive dick move.
Ah, what a dick. Paul says, looks like Dan's hydrating port. So
that bottle does give stuff a weird kind of opaque. It looks like you're drinking like cold coffee or something.
All I'm going to say, Tom, is make sure you wash it regularly.
Oh, really? Why?
It gets a funky smell very quickly.
So I've only been putting water in it.
Mm-hmm.
Does it get funky with water?
Yeah.
Oh. Do you wash it with like fairy washing up liquid, or do you just? Oh, you do, right? Okay.
Yeah. It's fine.
Okay, maybe I'll do that as well. I'm just leaving it out in the rain, just letting nature take its course.
I was always kind of the opinion that it's full of water. That's like self-cleaning, right? That's how it works.
It's like this, isn't it? It's like
famously, nothing lives in water.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's like this. Fine. It's like this. Like, right, when you get out of the shower, you're clean. So feasibly, when you dry yourself on a towel, that towel's getting cleaner because you're clean. So when you dry yourself, you're just drying clean stuff off. So,
but I mean, if that was happening, it would be getting cleaner because some of the dirt on the towel would be going on to you.
I don't think that's how science works, Russ.
I don't think you get it.
Fair enough.
No, I mean, my towels bend and have the texture of Weetabix, but I'm sure that's fine.
You lift it off the radiator and it still forms a perfect U shape.
Yeah.
Just have to crack it into place. Just give it a whack on the side.
Yeah.
But now, am I alone in this? I prefer a slightly drier, rougher towel.
No, I prefer a drier, rougher towel.
Because it actually gets you dry. Whereas big, fluffy laundry liquid advert towel can be lovely and wonderful, soft and fluffy, but it doesn't actually take any water off you.
No, it makes
you want something that's so
squeak.
Desiccated, it like sucks the moisture off your skin.
Yes.
Maybe a bit of your vital inner fluids as well.
Yeah.
Should leave you actively dehydrated.
I want to feel more thirsty every time I dry myself. It's like, have you ever had that thing where you wake up in the morning, like, and you're like, and you have that surprise kind of like, oh, I need a poo immediately, and after you've had your poo, you feel more hungry than normal, you know. You're like, oh god, like I think I've just pooed
One in,
so
one
much.
outed my entire system.
Yeah, except for this, for some reason, that 10-ton poo is basically 2 out. Like, so I now need to have a very big breakfast to replenish whatever was missing, like, and whatever was there before. It's very strange. What's weird though is that having a massive poo inside you prevents you from being hungry. Like, I've never had that moment where I'm like, oh my god, should I eat or poo first?
I think that must
Like,
be
you know,
must be a psychological thing, right?
it's gotta be. It's gotta be.
Like, it must be a psychological thing of like, oh, I'm already full, so I don't need to eat anymore until I've pooed.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's definitely a thing.
Tell us in the chat.
Yeah,
I noticed that with my daughter.
Towels.
If she
Really?
won't eat her dinner, you're like, right, give it 5 minutes. Oh, now I'm hungry.
Yeah, that happens to Vinny sometimes mid-dinner. He'll just be like,
Oh.
I need a poo.
Oh.
He'll run off and then he'll come back and be like, oh, that's better. Yeah, just I just love the look of fear on his face sometimes. I need a poo, Daddy. just go, man. Just go. It's fine. Just go.
So we also got
So towels, yeah, towels.
towels. Oh yeah, okay. I'm sorry, I hadn't answered, did I? I'm with you. Like slightly thicker, rougher towel.
Yeah.
But it doesn't even have to be thick. Actually, just rougher. Feels like it's actively drying me. Like anything else is like, what's the saying? Like smearing shit through a shag carpet or something like that. Just
Maybe.
like,
Is that a say?
Maybe something like that.
I don't think that's a
Isn't it?
combination of words I've ever heard before.
No,
It
it's
is
something
now.
like that.
It's in a movie
Yeah.
now.
I'm going to start dropping that in at work though. Just anything else. It's just like smearing shit through a shag pile carpet, isn't it? Right, guys? We're all on the same page here, aren't we?
just walk up, put your sunglasses on, and walk away.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys.
Three directors looking
After
incredibly
Everyone's like,
confused at you.
Who's that guy? He's never come into this meeting before.
But he's
Yeah.
got a point.
Has he just come off furlough? Is this his first interaction with people for like 2 years?
Someone comes up to you 2 days later and going, I need this faster than smearing shit through a shag carpet. I don't think you're using it right, but I'm pretty certain I am. And just like just works his way around the office going, no, I like that, but it means something completely different now.
We used to, so when I worked, there was a big company I used to work for, and me and my friend tried to introduce lots of random sayings into meetings to refer to new ways to refer to, like basically heading off mistakes. And so we would always, we tried to get, I hope, we always said, what was it? We better get our planning in order so that we don't end up folding in a softie. was one of the phrases that we tried to
Folding
do.
in a softie.
Folding in a
I've heard
softie.
thumbing in a softie.
Yeah, folding it in. Oh no, we better get this right, otherwise we're just going to end up having to fold it in at the end. It didn't really catch on. No one else really got it.
Wow. Yeah, you win some, you lose some.
You win some, you lose some.
It's worth a try.
Time spent wishing, time wasted, isn't it? I've got some news, Dan.
Go on then.
So Brian Jarrett has confirmed, this is Halo's community director, has confirmed that unfortunately, sad times, Halo 5 Guardians won't be coming to PC anytime soon. And I think that most PC owners can breathe a collective sigh of relief that that's not the case.
Oh, thank God. I thought you meant the new Halo. But you mean the shite one that was last.
I mean the
last
shite one. I mean
Good.
previous Halo.
Good. I don't want it sullying my PC, if I'm honest with you, so...
Basically, someone went, damn, this could be a big deal if true, because there was a leak. And he went, maybe this was for Halo 5 Forge, but I can confirm there are no plans to bring Halo 5 to PC. We know there's some demand for it, but as we've stated before, not in the cards as the studio is fully focused on Infinite and MCC. We'll never say never, but nothing underway currently. And to be quite honest, I mean, it's like, he says, we know there's some demand for it, is probably the understatement of the century. That there's barely any demand for it. I don't think any people are clamouring for Halo 5 Guardians.
It's almost certainly not worth the effort of transferring it.
The only reason people would want it is because the multiplayer is really good. people. That
Yeah,
do
and
really
for maybe
like it as well.
completionist sake, you know, I mean, I have the Master Chief Collection on my PC. I
have
haven't
the
played
Master Chief-
much of it.
Oh, it's my go-to. I want to see how many FPSs I can get out of my computer game. That is,
Oh,
is
nice.
the original Halo.
That's
And,
quite
so,
cool.
and it's the it always ends up with me just like playing Halo. It's always I'll just see what this looks like if I just do. Hour later, I've played an hour of Halo.
Yeah, it happens. It happens to the best of us, mate.
Yeah.
I think, to be honest, the one mission I have played several times because I just love the mission. I love all the story that goes with it. Is the Storm on from Halo 3? That mission where you're driving into Voy with that storm whipping up above the portal. It's it's such a
Yeah,
good
that's
one.
brilliant. That one.
Yeah, especially because there's all the radio chatter as you advance. Like you can hear all the open speculation about what's going on, and they're sort of saying, you know, wind speed inside the storm has picked up to 200 kilometers an hour. You know, and it's just you can see it, and it becomes this really oppressive kind of grey sky above the whole level. Yeah, it's phenomenal. It's brilliant, and loads of driving around and shooting and getting to the battles with the first Scarab, and yeah, it's cool, man. It's such a good level. It's one of those like bit of everything. It's almost like the assault on the control room from the very first Halo was always to go to for people because there was lots of bit on foot, lots of vehicle stuff, you know, rapidly changing, going from the snow to the inside the tunnels, and you'd get the Scorpion for the first time, and oh man, it was just badass.
Yeah.
So back to PlayStation.
Back to PlayStation.
PlayStation State of Play, which happened 2 weeks ago. Uncharted Legacy of Thieves will bring Nathan Drake to PS5 and PC. So it's a Legacy edition of, I think, 4 and Thieves, whatever it is. I don't know whether
That
it's...
is number 4, isn't it?
Yeah, no, there's like a spin-off afterwards with the two women from Uncharted 4. One of them's voiced by Claudia Black. I can't remember her name.
Making sandwiches and stuff.
What the fuck, Tom?
I don't know. No, I've never even heard of this game. Have I completely missed something? Is there actually the female?
Yes, there is. Yeah, I'm trying to think of. It's called like Lost Legacy or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It is. Am I going to get in trouble for that? Are there people on the stream suddenly now kicking off?
No, not yet. But you surprised me, Tom. I'm not going to lie. Lost Legacy. Yeah, there we go.
It was a badly chosen joke. I do apologise. I obviously do not feel that way. I am for love and equality for everyone.
Yeah, so it's Lost Legacy and Uncharted 4, I think.
Nice.
Lost Legacy.
Yes.
I got a news.
Did it do well? Did that game do well? I've never heard of it.
It did okay. I haven't played it.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yes, Rust, news?
Hawkeye trailer.
I know, I was about to mention the Hawkeye trailer. We haven't talked about it. It looks amazing.
It's a Shane Black Christmas action buddy comedy. Yes, please.
It is. It's very kiss, kiss, bang, bang.
It's very
It's
Shane Black.
Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
Does
it
he
looks,
it
like
looks
sandwiches?
pretty damn good.
it looks like it's based on the Matt Fraction comic series as well, which is also really good.
No, I mean, like the trailers for all of them have looked pretty damn good, but this one does look pretty damn good.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks a lot of fun. The bit when they're driving along and she's trying to find which arrow to shoot, and he's like, no, don't use that one. That is straight from the Matt Fraction comic series, which is one of the best comic series. Like, if it's up there as one of the ones I would recommend after like Civil War and a variety of other things I really like, and House of M and every single Gambit comic that's ever been made. But it's
So I'm just going to have to stop you there because
Yeah.
my glasses are
Yeah.
giving me a very interesting eyebrow shadow. I look like I'm some sort of villain in a pantomime or something there.
Oh, was that a
yeah.
shadow? I actually thought
That's-
that was your eyebrow.
yeah.
That's just the glasses. It's all glasses.
Ross,
That's
what
good
do you
enough.
look like? What do you look like without your glasses?
Oh, weird. I've got tiny eyes.
Let's have a look. Are they like
No,
crab
it's not,
eyes?
It's not happening. I've got little tiny non-existent eyes.
Like cockerel's eyes in a man's face.
Exactly.
Jack says the last The last Shane Black film I saw was about aliens coming to kidnap autistic kids, so you aren't selling this to me. Okay, the last Shane Black... Are you talking about...
What film was that?
I think that was The Predator.
Really?
That was The Predator, yeah. That film is
Is that
really bad.
Is Predator about autistic kids?
It's about, and I mean, yes, it is. Yeah, that's the big reveal at the end, was that the Predator is trying to kidnap the autistic kid because he is he knows more than everyone else, apparently, or something like that.
Really?
Which goes into this whole thing about how I read a really interesting article today about how Rain Man kind of ruined the idea of autistic people in films, because now pretty much every autistic person in a film has to be like super special.
It's problematic. But no, like Long Kiss Goodnight, Last Action Hero.
I fucking love
fucking Lethal
Long
Weapon.
Kiss Goodnight. Yeah. Do you know what we haven't done in a while, guys? We haven't done a Redly Deadly in a while.
We haven't done a Redly Deadly in a while.
Maybe we'll do a Redly Deadly soon. We'll do Bond first, get that done, then Redly Deadly.
What struck me about this is that Falcon and the Winter Soldier was meant to be the buddy comedy thing, but since that there's been Loki, which was a better buddy story with him and Owen Wilson, and then this, which looks like a better buddy action thing.
Yeah. I'm with you on Falcon and Winter Soldier, Russ. I think something happened there that meant they had to completely
I mean, it's much more interesting to think that this conspiracy theory is true, but I it's just so disjointed narratively that you.
Thanks for being a driver.
Yeah, he was like, well, he said the only reason I had it was because I want to go on holiday, and they probably won't let me anywhere if I don't have it. And I'm like, well, I said, to be fair, you're probably not in the minority. Like, I guess a lot of people are probably having it because they kind of have to. I said, but like, do you have any older relatives and stuff like that? And he was like, oh yeah. And I said, well, consider it a favour to them, if anything else.
So
like, you know,
pretty much everybody's getting it. Nobody's getting it for the enjoyment of having an injection.
I did.
You're doing it because you want to protect yourself and other people and get the world back slightly more normal. I just fucking love having vaccinations, me. It's just such a thrill.
I did it because I understand that I do kind of miss going to the pub, but I also don't want to go to the pub with a load of people that haven't had the vaccine. So if people could hurry the fuck up and do it, that would be nice. For my own benefit, guys, come on, get with it. But no, seriously, yeah, I got it because it just was the right thing to do. I would at some point like to properly see my parents, so, you know, without having to worry about...
I just wouldn't feel comfortable going into work, like, if I wasn't double jabbed.
Yeah, definitely, me neither, definitely not.
No. Just because I know it's not like an invisible force field around me, but I know that should I get it, that I will probably have a less bad time with it, hopefully.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's it. You know, it's just that's the kind of thing. Although there's all this. The funny thing was, he was like, the taxi driver was like, I'm pretty sure I had it in February. And I'm like, what makes you think that? And he said, I was floored for 10 days. Like he said, I was floored for 10 days with flu-like symptoms, and you know, and I said, oh, but why do you think? I said, because I hear that a lot. And he literally said to me, he said, oh, a couple of my housemates are Chinese, and they came back from China, and they were with me, and they were feeling ill, and they passed it on to me. And I said, I don't really even know kind of what to say back to that, and so I changed the subject.
So I opened the door and just rolled out of the cab.
Tucked and rolled straight into a field, and then just ran the rest of the way to work. Yeah, because streamlining myself. You do.
Well, he was probably absolutely fine then, wasn't he? By then, if that was back in February, he's probably, you know, got.
The first February 2020.
Yeah, so by the time you're in the cabinet,
China's last time I checked, China's a pretty big country.
I was going to say, like, it's quite large, isn't it? I'm pretty sure the Wuhan province is a small section of one of the largest countries on the planet. Well, maybe not one of the largest, but certainly the most densely populated country on the planet.
Dan says, in our Old Adventure Authority podcast, and I'm going to big up the Old Adventure Authority podcast, if you go to SoundCloud, look it up, it is a really fun podcast. Go listen to it. Dan was on it.
But you would say that.
It is good.
Look, he said that I'm the outrageous one here. I'm allowed to say the outrageous things every now and then.
It's you've kind of self-designated yourself to be the outrageous one. I'm just going to say that. No one said we need an outrageous one. You just said I'm going to be the outrageous one. We're like, all right, fine.
We do need an outrageous one.
Yeah,
Did we?
you need a wild card.
Are you the Star Magic Jackson of this podcast? Ding!
Yeah.
There we go.
It's like-
Add that reference there.
It's like, you don't even get me, man. What do you think is going on here?
And
Anyway,
news.
go listen.
Sorry,
Go
wild
listen
card.
Go listen to the Adventure Authority podcast. They're all on SoundCloud. I believe still. You can tell me if that's right, Dan. I think I remember seeing them recently. Anyway, they put Rain Man in Room 101 for that very reason. That it has basically caused no end of problems for autistic people and the depiction of autistic people in movies since.
Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah. PlayStation State of Play.
Actually, sorry, just to comment on this, that whole problematic depiction of people with autism or any learning difficulties for that matter, was actually quite humorously pastiched in Tropic Thunder, where they, of course, they are talking about that film that I think was his name Tug Johnson, or I can't remember what his name is, but the guy that Ben Thingy plays. What's his name? Ben
Stiller.
In the film Simple Jack, and it's like that is a classic depiction of Hollywood's bad depiction of people with learning difficulties or autism or anything like that. The simple fact of the matter is, my wife worked with all sorts of children from all sorts of backgrounds with all sorts of learning difficulties and conditions, and there were some that I met. It's like you would walk away going, I didn't detect anything abnormal or anything out of the ordinary with this person, and then it turns out there are varying degrees. I mean, I'm not an educated person on this, but I know that some of the people that I've met and interacted are what are considered high functioning autistics and autistic people, and it's unbelievable how these people cope and adjust to life with it. I may not be speaking about it in the right terms, but it's always amazed me. It's almost a fathomless.
The point is it's not helped by Hollywood depiction on people just assuming that every autistic person can count cards. It is a massive problem, and it is whereas I'm sure what a lot of people would want is just autistic people doing normal things, just Hollywood. It's bad sometimes.
I got to say, one of the things I like.
And some of the Met Gala dresses were shit. Sorry, yeah, go on.
No, what I like most at the moment is watching reels on Instagram and seeing actually that when a trend comes along, anything from pretending to beatbox to whatever, doing the model smile without your eyes, smile, stop smiling, that's your model face, is being done by so many people from so many backgrounds with so many different conditions. It's all very accessible, and everyone's coming together, and you've got likes and loves and comments and all over the place, and it just feels Reels is feeling very inclusive at the moment for all sorts of reasons.
I think
it's worth shouting out.
I think that the next generation is going to be a generation of people that can just naturally edit videos as well.
Yeah.
Which is just crazy to think about. Like people that have been editing on something like TikTok, which is not particularly user friendly, but just editing videos that are hilarious a lot of the time. That I think the next batch of 18 to 25-year-olds are just going to be able to just effortlessly edit videos. But yeah. Sony Showcase. They also announced the Star Wars KOTOR remake, which is going to be a console exclusive to PlayStation.
This has been sort of floating around as a rumour for quite a while.
A release exclusive to PlayStation. I don't know when it's going to come to PC or Xbox.
Yeah, it will do eventually. Yeah, it's been it went from being sort of everyone saying, "Oh, wouldn't it be nice if," to being a firm rumour that it was actually happening.
Yep.
So yeah, that's good, and it's not just a reskinning or an upscaling, because let's face it, the control system was jank in that game. It's borderline unplayable now.
And yet it is still very possible to play.
Yeah.
But I mean, to be honest, they knew it was janky when they were building it anyway, because the
Yeah.
engine was old and very tired, which is why they did the whole queuing combat moves and all that sort of stuff, because it removed the need for them to have to worry about things not happening in an ordered turn format. Because it just went complete and utter chaos when you had people swinging lightsabers and them not doing any damage. At least they, with the turn-based thing, they were able to do the counter parry blows and stuff like that. You know, there's still a very soft spot in my heart for Knights of the Old Republic 2. That's probably the best Star Wars game ever. It's probably the best Star Wars game with the best story. Just the Star Wars game with the best story, not the best Star Wars game. But you know what I mean? It's got one of the best.
That was
stories.
Obsidian, wasn't it? That did KOTOR 2.
Who did Fallout New Vegas as well.
Yeah, which is arguably the best Fallout game as well.
It's the best depiction of the original Fallout universe in a modern game, definitely. It comes the closest out of all of the more modern ones.
They're the ones doing this Avowed game as well, this new fancy RPG for
it's
Xbox,
exciting,
which is quite
isn't
exciting, yeah. Dan says, still a fun game, played KOTOR 2 again last year, still holds up. I've not played any of the KOTOR games, so I'm going to wait for the remake now.
They're very
definitely
good,
on that.
although unfortunately the dramatic twist with KOTOR will never ever hit quite the same, because you
I
always
don't know.
know it's coming these days.
I don't know what it is.
I won't reveal it, I won't spoil it.
Can I show you my phone background quickly? Don't know whether you can see that.
Yeah, that's nice.
That dark place.
Yeah, someone put Garth Marenghi's Dark Place trading cards up, so I took a picture of them.
Can I just shout out the Samsung S21's amazing lock screen imagery?
What am I looking
Oh,
at?
it's quite cool, isn't it? Yeah.
It's just very, very sweet. It's very cool. It's like these sort of shifting sands. Beautiful. I just think it's
Yeah,
beautiful.
very nice.
Anyway, Xbox app updates, add new remote play options. 22 new countries get Game Pass directly from cloud in the Xbox app on Windows 10 PC.
What was
Man, that is fresh.
Still can't get the
Sorry.
fucking EA Play games to work though.
Fuck the EA Play, but you can
It
get.
is EA's fault.
Jack says, I thought the PC version was out same day as PS5. If you do play KOTOR 2, you should download the deleted content mod. I don't know. Okay.
100%. There is loads and loads of stuff, especially, I just want to say, Jack, it's Jack, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, Jack. The additional content for Mission and for VOW as well are absolutely superb. And also the Baldor, I think his name is, the guy who created the mass shadow generator. The stuff around him is phenomenal.
Games will be able to stream at 1080p or 60 FPS, which is nice. So all the stuff you can usually get. So if you've got like a little Windows 10 laptop, you can play Xbox games on it now.
That is amazing.
Xbox Ones, you'll be able to play Xbox Series X games on. It is just bonkers.
Have you guys talked about Steam Deck in a recent...
We did a whole pod on it, but we didn't, they haven't really announced anything. Oh, Jack says you never got around to playing it all yet.
Oh, right, fair dues. No worries.
Oh, the Steam
And-
Deck does look awesome.
Yeah.
I just have to say, if you're up for looking at a really beautifully designed product page, go to the Steam Deck product page, because they make it not only just look awesome from a technical point of view, but actually as a physical object of design, it just looked beautiful.
Yeah, they've put a
Absolutely
lot of
beautiful.
thought into this thing, haven't they?
They really have. I'm curious to see how the trackpads, because I will be honest here, I may have been a little bit less than optimistic about the Switch, and I love it now. I'm going to buy a Steam Deck because I want a Steam Deck.
I'm not going to buy a Steam Deck because where I'm sitting currently would be most likely where I'd play a Steam Deck, and I would be sitting here with a Steam Deck with my PC behind it.
But if you hold the Steam Deck close enough to your eyes, it'll make it look like you've got a bigger monitor than you have.
Yeah, that's true about the Switch as well. The closer you're, like, if your eyeballs are actually touching the screen, everything looks massive.
I'm
Huge.
It wouldn't be worth the money for me because I played the Switch around the house. I don't really take it out of the house, so I would probably play the Steam Deck around the house.
For me, I would want it so that when I go to Wales, to the house there, I would want to be able to take my PC library on Steam there.
That's
How
that's
to say
the
that.
that's the USP of it, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
In fact, pretty much every article around it just keeps basically repeating the idea. It's just a PC, as it like you can do anything a PC can do. You can do on this little thing.
Yeah. If I'm guaranteed Wi-Fi, I can just take the laptop though and just use xCloud now.
Yeah, true.
Like it's.
Stop ruining
But
Steam
that's the-
Deck for me.
but-
I'm not
yeah,
ruining
so like
Steam
that-
Deck. I'm just saying that
That's
it's-
fine if
I-
you've gone somewhere
Yeah.
and are static, but if you're on a long train journey or a plane journey or something, you're not going to be able to stream
Christ, mate.
Xbox
I
games.
I don't go anywhere, so it's probably solved. Really. So, I'm just playing the PC. New games coming to Game Pass. Phoenix Point is one of them. That's one I can see. Flynn, Son of Crimson, I Am Fish, Skatebird, Subliminal, Aragami 2, Lost Words Beyond the Page, Sable, Subnautica Below Zero, coming
Oh, that's meant to be very good.
coming to Game Pass very quickly. Thanks, Game Pass. I bought it like 2 weeks ago for Sarah. Yeah, but you still need the most Steam Deck if you want to play Call of Duty. This is true. It does come with like a pretty pants storage.
The thing is, though, for like £569 with the largest memory set, I know that's quite a lot of money for a sort of a handheld PC version, but it's like it's a bit more expensive than a console to play your entire Steam library anywhere you want.
Yeah.
I feel like that's quite good value.
I imagine most people won't be getting it to play Call of Duty. They'll be getting, it's the perfect little like indie game machine because it's not the most powerful computer in the world.
There's already a game
Obviously.
that does. There's already a system that does that quite nicely though, which is the Switch. Like most of the indie games, you can now get on the Nintendo Store anyway.
A lot of them, yeah. But yeah,
And imagine when the Steam sales come round. So that's the thing, when the Steam summer sales and things like that
Nintendo sales never fucking come around, do they? So it's,
I mean, do you know what I mean
still a
though?
fucking
Like,
joke.
it is a joke. Like a lot of their big sort of AAA, a lot of Nintendo's AAA stuff stays at exorbitant prices.
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
I mean, I bought the Mario Party, the new version of that, because I thought Vinny would really enjoy it, and I bought it for it was about £60, I think it was. Has he played it? Has he fuck? Like, so as much as I try, hey Vinny, do you want to play it? He's like, no, I want to play Minecraft. I'm like, bloody hell! Like, why did I spend £60 on that fucking game?
Yeah. Every now and then I wonder about getting like I've always said if Skyrim goes down to like £12 on Switch, I'm going to buy it. But it never goes below £25.
Just get it. If mine and Russ's experience anything, like honestly,
so I got it for about a tenner because I bought it on a card off of eBay.
Yeah, I should have done that. I did that with Overwatch. By the way, never play Overwatch on Switch.
No.
If you value high levels of FPS or frame rates, I'm going to say frame rate. I'm not going to stop talking like an idiot. If you value high levels of frame rate, don't play Overwatch on the Switch. It doesn't really work. But yeah, unless you dock it, in which point you might as well play it on the three different other versions I've got of it.
See, the only issue I have with the Steam Deck is that the dock is it's like the official dock will be sold separately.
And it's just basically a USB cable.
Of course it will be. Like, it's so annoying.
Well, all you are doing is plugging it in to your monitor, basically.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
But do you actually need the dock? Because it has HDMI out on the console anyway, so you cannot just sort of plug the console into. Yeah, you could. It would look a bit rubbish, but you could just plug an HDMI cable and a USB, a standard USB hub with a keyboard and a mouse attached to it.
So you can play those games on your telly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do it without the official dock, I think.
And you can still play your PC games on your TV as well. You could just plug your PC into your TV if you wanted to.
It just looks so good. Like the top of their product page is just this beautiful rotating version of the Steam Deck, just looking beautiful and matte, and they've got the lighting set up just perfectly. Oh, it's just a thing of beauty. Like, and they've even got it right. They've got pricing at the top. They've got their 3 product benefits. They've got the FAQs on there. It's just beautiful. They've done a really great job with it.
Oh yeah, no denying they've done a great job with it. It's just not for me. It's a lot of money for something I don't need. I'd rather invest that money in graphics cards.
Well,
which
see,
I
that's
also
the
don't
other.
really need.
That's the other thing, though.
Yeah.
I was thinking like it's probably time that I upgraded my graphics card on my computer.
You haven't had it a year yet, have you?
No, but then the point is like Deathloop has actually, which obviously I played an hour of before this, has shown that the limitations of my graphics cards for the big AAA. Like, I've got this great big monitor, it's beautiful, and actually I need a graphics card that can cope at those resolutions and frame rates, and I just want a bigger one. Basically, I just
Me
want
too.
to
Don't
be-
worry about it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Don't we all?
Oh yeah. Other games coming to Game Pass. But yeah, Subnautica Below Zero. I literally just bought that, so thanks Game Pass. Nice one. Tainted Grail, Conquest, Lemnis Gate, Estria Ascending, Unsighted, Phoenix Point. All coming to PC, console, and cloud. Which is nice.
Yeah,
Fucking
cool.
love. Hello?
I said very cool.
But I fucking love Game Pass. PS5 system software update will enable SSD storage expansion.
Hooray!
Well done.
Yay!
It's only nearly a year after launch, but well done. And all the people that were complaining how expensive the Xbox expansion cards are, guess what? These are more expensive if you're going to get one that's actually going to work with it. So good luck with that. Enjoy. And plus, with the Xbox expansion cards, you literally just plug it in the back. At this point, you might as well buy a PC because you have to take the side off, which I think voids your warranty, and then pop your SSD in. They recommend you pop it in with a heatsink as well, so it doesn't get too hot, you know. And then pop it back on. But make sure you get it one with the right heatsink, because if you don't get one with the right heatsink, it won't even fit in there, will it? So
Yeah, that's a bit ridiculous.
So you can't get one of those super speedy ones.
you can do. They're super expensive, but you need the right heatsink to go with it. Otherwise, it's not going to fit in there.
There's part of me that's toying with upgrading the NVM SSD that I've got with something with some really obnoxious looking heatsink on the top of it.
You can just buy a heatsink and stick it on there anyway, even if you don't
No,
need it.
I want a new one.
My motherboard's got like built-in like heatsinks, so I just take the heatsink off that and pop it in there.
I believe those are actually heat spreaders, not heat sinks.
Heat spreaders, whatever, fine, fuck you. But they do the job.
Hey, you started all this.
You say that I'm shocking.
No, you said you were shocking.
Oh, I said I was outrageous.
Oh, sorry, you're outrageous.
I'm outrageous, which sort of means that I have a cheeky edge, a
Oh,
cheeky and adorable edge.
Star Trek Discovery somehow won an Emmy, so that's nice. Visual effects.
I think there's a whole series of STD that I haven't watched yet.
Yep, me too. Apparently it's not very good, season 3. And I'm just bitter that can win an Emmy, but The Expanse can't.
Isn't winning visual effects kind of like a you're doing good award?
You turned up, well done, yeah.
Yeah, well done. Yeah, you're looking pretty good, man.
Cyberpunk 2077 update released, patch notes revealed as well. So,
This is 1.31. Am I correct? 1.31, which one of the patch notes, apart from a few missions, side missions that it's updated. So there were a few sort of quests in there that were broken. They fixed a few bugs there, but the other one was literally an update to the fact that the road didn't look quite right after a rain shower. So they've updated that, guys. Don't worry. The fundamentally broken game after it's rained in the game looks like it's rained.
But the police are still going to fuck up. So, you know, that's the important thing.
Yeah, but you commit a crime and the police teleport in behind you. That's still fine. That's still okay. Leave that. Yeah. So fucked up, man.
Dan says, if anyone's interested, he's got a spare Kraken water cooler. He's got the X53, the same one I've got. And it's really good.
Is that an NZXT one?
Yep.
Yeah, they're good, those.
They are very good. That's one I say it's one I've got as well. It's really good.
Nice.
And Jack says STD is an unfortunate acronym. That's why everyone calls it disco, but we like to call it STD because we're what are we told?
So I like that they call the ship the
Outrageous.
disco. That's good.
Yeah.
Got to get back to the disco. I mean, come on, that's just fun, but don't call the show disco because it doesn't work. They're called, TOS, TNG, ST. What's the DS9? Voyager's just called Voyager because it's not cool enough to have an acronym, and STD.
Why don't we call Voyager Voyager?
I think people call it
It's-
VOY, don't they? VOY.
Yeah. Well, surely it'd be STV,
Or
wouldn't it?
STV.
Yeah. So you got.
But I think
DS9,
that because it's
STV,
so lame, people haven't
NTG.
bothered to even sort of decide what the acronym's going to be for it.
Speaking of acronyms, the water cooler is an X63. That's a good one.
Was it Kraken X63?
I mean, I hate to do this to you, but that's not an acronym, though, is it?
Oh God, what is it?
Just the
with
name
YouTube
of the
tonight?
thing. I mean, to be honest, the things like STD and TNG aren't acronyms either; they're initializations.
They are, yeah.
It's only an
Oh,
acronym
they're-
if it forms a word.
They're very nice looking.
Yep.
Yeah, they are. They're about 100 quid.
Yeah.
Is he just giving them away, or is he selling
No,
it?
selling it.
No.
Even if he was about to, there's no way I'm going to let him just give it away.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, like the Dragon's Den, I appreciate you coming in, but I'm out.
Anyway,
There's some films
Call of
coming
Duty-
out.
Huh?
Films are
Yeah,
coming
there
out
is.
again.
What
Bond,
film's coming out?
June.
Bond. We'll get into Bond before we leave later, but yes, sure. Can't wait to go. Yeah, June. June's coming out soon as well. That's nice.
And the reviews are overwhelmingly positive, which is a huge relief because there was still a chance that this could be Sting in his pants again.
So good.
Very good point.
Patrick Stewart was in it, wasn't he? Was he Gurney Halleck? I think.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. June looks good. The other thing that I heard about was, did we talk about? We talked about it on Marveling Marvel, but did we talk about the initial reviews of the Batman film as well? On this pod,
No.
some people have seen it, and some people have described it as too scary.
This is the Batman. Yeah.
Yeah,
The R-Pats one.
By the sounds of things, everyone is saying it's a horror film.
I mean,
with
that's
the
a
Riddler-
logical direction for a Batman thing to go, really.
Yeah, with the Riddler essentially as like a terrifying serial killer, and Rob Pattinson playing the guy that's got to try and solve the crimes. Sounds like Batman meets Seven. Like,
Yeah, sounds good.
I am fucking in. And while we're on that, the Penguin from that film, who's apparently only in this film for about 10 minutes, is getting his own HBO spin-off series as well. So I'm fucking in. That is exactly what I want from a Batman film. Rob Pattinson. I don't care if they hate each other. Make as many of these fucking films as you like. Just for my enjoyment, please. That's more important than your workplace happiness, clearly. Obviously.
That's fair.
Dan says, why not call it Discovery if all others are having the Star Trek part removed?
You absolutely could do that. It's just that Disco and STD are both more fun.
That's it, yeah. And Jack says people are wimps in regards to Star Trek as well. It's Star Trek.
That is true.
The Batman. But yeah, so everything I've heard is that it's overwhelmingly positive that this film is going to be excellent. Christopher Nolan has broken off relations with Warner Brothers. His next film is going to be released by Universal.
Okay.
Don't know whether that's interesting to anyone else, but it's interesting to me. Modern Warfare sequel reportedly released in 2022. It's going to be about Modern Warfare people taking down a drug cartel, apparently. So I
feels
dare
like
say
years away.
2022.
Yeah,
Feels like
years.
it's too soon. I can't wait to have another Call of Duty on my hard drive, taking up most of my hard drive. So, how are they so bad at compression? Like,
It's just they're very big games, aren't they?
but are they? They're like 6-hour campaigns.
I'm sure there's reasons for it.
Is it? That went down the wrong way. Sorry. Oh my god. But is it the bullet physics potentially? I don't know. Whatever. Batman Penguin series in development. That's all I've got news-wise. I think. I feel like I've missed something big, but I'm sure I haven't.
I mean,
We discussed this sexy new Xbox on the last one, didn't we?
the sex box.
The sex box. Okay, so before we go any further, we should talk about I think what we're going to do next week. I think what we're going to do, instead of putting it out to everyone like the World Cup of whatever's that we've done in the past, I think what we're going to do is we are going to have criteria for each James Bond film. We'll have brackets that we'll come up with during the week, and then we'll just go at it over the space of 2 pods, pitting James Bond films up against James Bond films. How does that sound?
Sounds pretty good.
It's kind of podcast admin, but I wanted to get it on the pod, so I guaranteed we did it.
Yeah. Depending on how many of these films we need to actually watch, it might take more than 2 weeks.
Fair point. If we want to, But I think we want people on the chat to get involved with this as well.
I'm sure we can get through it pretty quick. I've watched all of the Oceans 11, 12 and 13 films in the last 3 days.
Me too.
Really?
I watched them.
Nice.
I watched them before the Raiders game the other day.
They're so good.
They are like even
12 is a bit, but
even 12 was like, I thought 13 was a bit, and then we invented this thing that solved the problem. We're like, oh, okay, that kind of takes half the fun out of this. But yeah,
They lost me at the bit where they made the hologram.
Yeah, the hologram and Julia Roberts being Julia Roberts were unforgivable.
12 isn't without its charms though, and the fact that basically
absolutely.
Matt Damon's parents bail him out of everything at one point or another as well.
Yeah, that happens in both sequels, doesn't it?
Yeah, both of them. Yeah.
I like that the bad guy from the first film was so good they bring him back for the third film.
Yeah, and he, as a good guy.
Yeah.
To go up against.
But he does try and screw them over, doesn't he?
He does, yeah. Who's the bad guy? He's the bad guy in the second one as well, isn't he? To be fair.
The bad guy in the second one is that guy who's in the Bond film. The Master Thief.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Terry Benedict's not really the baddie in the second
he just
one.
Wants
he's
his
like
money, yeah.
He's the motivating thing that gets them all to start, but they're up against that French Master Thief who pops up in the third one, base jumping off the top of the casino.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
The only one I haven't watched is Ocean's 8. I need to watch that again now.
To be fair,
Ocean's 8 is a really good time. It doesn't have the chemistry that 11 and 13 do.
No.
I'd say
Dan
it's better
says,
than 12.
Isn't half of one of the Ocean's film pretty much, and it was all a dream? Not that I'm aware of. I don't remember that.
No, not at all.
Whenever people talk about Ocean's 11, I know I say it all the time, but I always think of that bit in Peep Show where Jeremy's trying to convince Mark that he's smart, and Mark goes, "Jeremy, you're not really even sure what happens in Ocean's 11." And Jeremy goes, "It's a complicated film." And Mark just looks at him and just goes, "It's really not."
I mean, they explain everything that happens.
They
literally explain everything from sort of multiple angles.
Just all, I love that.
In case
You're
you weren't
not quite
sure
what happens in Ocean's 11.
Well, they have to explain everything, because if they don't explain everything, everyone goes out and going, well, hang on, how'd they do that?
Yeah. God, that was amazing. I have no idea how they did that.
Yeah. It's
do a heist movie where it just ends with them. They've got the loot, and you've got no idea how they got it at all.
The cool music starts, and they're just walking out with the bags of money.
Yeah.
Boom, baby.
Oh, I love it.
What's the Rick Sanchez, you goddamn son of a bitch, I'm in.
Son of a bitch, I'm in.
Yeah. Yeah, nice.
Love it. Just quickly, what people have been up to? Done anything fun?
I am deep up in Lawnmower Simulator. Absolutely love it. In fact, it's actually running on this PC right now.
Are you playing it
for when I can get you lot to sod off?
Nice.
I've been playing. It's on Game Pass. Well worth a download. A game called The Artful Escape. It is really good fun. It is side-scrolling platformer meets Guitar Hero.
Oh, nice. That sounds good.
Really good fun. Like really silly. The cast is like Jason Schwartzman. Carl Weathers is like this alien from another planet guitarist that like trains you up. It's got all kinds of fun people, and it is a really fun game so far.
What have I been playing? So I played an hour of Deathloop.
Yeah.
How
much was Deathloop, by the way?
$49.99, I think. I know, but I love the arcane immersive Sims, Dishonored, and all that sort of stuff. Surgeon Simulator 2, quite fun.
That's on Game Pass as well.
So silly.
Yeah, so that's on Game Pass. I played a bit of Breath Edge as well, which is quite Breath Edge.
Is that good?
It's I mean, if you like games like well, you and Sarah do, don't you? You like the Subnautica. It's kind of like that. It's kind of crafty, but it's in space. I have to give special props though to Psychonauts 2, which has absolutely engulfed me. It is such a wonderful game from start to very wherever I am in it, it is such a wonderful and fun and friendly game to play. I cannot recommend it highly enough.
I'm about an hour in, and I decided to stop and play Psychonauts 1 because I realised I'd never played it. So
Psychonauts 1 is better but harder to play. But Psychonauts 2 is a better Psychonauts game from a playability point of view. It's not as opaque, and it's not as sort of, head scratchingly frustrating puzzles and all that kind of stuff. The Quake remaster is phenomenal, I have to say. Yeah, please, if you ever played Quake back in the day, play the remaster that's come out, because the bonus chapter that obviously someone has spent ages playing, they have made the Quake engine do things that I don't think people thought the Quake engine could do. It looks so good and it's so much fun. It's such a nice return. I would also say Deathloop, set in a time loop. There's another game which came out set in a time loop called 12 Minutes.
Yes, you played it, yeah?
Which I have played, which I thought was pretty good, but it was... Deathloop makes being in a loop, even having only played an hour of it, I've gone through 2 loops already, it makes the whole loop thing seem easy and just a sort of sort of something that you have to come to terms with, whereas in 12 Minutes it is basically as frustrating as I imagine being stuck in a time loop would be.
Have you finished it?
Points. Yes, but it is very frustrating.
We'll discuss the end at some point then.
Yeah, absolutely. I would probably give it a love letters purely because it was quite compelling. And I think James McAvoy, Daisy Ridley, and Willem Dafoe do such a great job. Like, if it wasn't for their voice acting, the game would sincerely have passed me by.
Yeah.
But I was really drawn in by their performances. It was really good. Yeah, that was what saved it for me.
Yeah, it does sound good.
I've played. 12 Minutes was one I was going to mention actually. Since we last spoke, Jack very kindly bought me Alien Fireteam, which is
nice.
What we've played so far. Really good fun. No, really into that. I'm terrible at it, but it's fun.
I need to get it.
Yeah, we should play some. It's good. Artful Escape, as I say, is what I played the limited time I've had. Watched all the Oceans films, like we just discussed with Russ. Started watching Money Heist on Netflix, because I've had like 3 people recommend it to me now, saying it's really good.
Okay.
And it is pretty good. I'm enjoying it so far. I get the feeling it's kind of ramping up, so I get the feeling that I need to watch it till the end before I can have like an opinion, right? But it's really good so far. Well worth a watch. What else have I watched? I watched loads of sports films, so we'll rewatch Moneyball, rewatch Friday Night Lights. That's for our top 5 sports films podcast that we did. Well worth a listen if you get a chance on Marvel in Marvel. Mostly just been NFL, YouTube videos. That's about it. Are you, Russ?
Sweet. Yeah, it's Lawnmower Simulator. Many hours sunk into that so far. It's so good. It's
really tempted.
It's very good. It's
really
very
tempted.
good.
Cool.
It's also one that's very enjoyable to watch other people playing on YouTube. Do you know what I think I like most about it is it's a game that you can play whilst listening to a podcast.
Oh.
Or even like watching a video on your other screen. So I've been watching What If while playing Lawnmower Simulator, and I've been very happy little boy. It's been great.
Jack asked, how did the Bears do, Dan? Don't know whether you can see that.
Outrageous.
Is it not a happy time?
Bears were shite. Plus side,
such a little middle finger, haven't you, Dan?
That's not. No, I've got regular sized fingers. Look, big hands, big palms.
It's quite
big
dinky,
palms.
isn't it?
The Bears were shite, but on the plus side, the Packers were worse, and that's all that really matters.
But who won the game?
Oh, they didn't play each other.
Oh right. Oh right.
They played their game before, and then the Rams just absolutely demolished the Chicago Bears.
Oh dear.
It's a learning experience, though. It's rebuilding year, Jack. It'll be fine. Good win for the Dolphins, though. Happy for you.
Shall I wrap this up tighter than a mummy?
Do it.
Your mummy. So thank you very much for watching or listening to the Too Much Time on Our Hands podcast. Hope you enjoyed the news, views and opinions, and also finding out what other games and bits and bobs that we have been playing. Do let us know any news, views and opinions that you might have about anything that's been happening on the podcast or off the podcast or whatever in pop culture world, you can hit us up on all of our social media channels. Just head to Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram and use the handle at TMTOOH. Don't forget as well, if you go to the Instagram account, you can head to our bio and you can find a link to the Discord server right there. Dan, I'm going to quickly swing over to you. What podcasts are out that you think people should listen to? We will end this shit.
I've been awful. So there will be 3 of our podcasts going up tomorrow. I promise you. I just got carried away with the NFL stuff. And then the Marveling Marvel podcast, top 5 sports films, I wanted to get out before the NFL season started. So that went up. But there's 3 of our podcasts, I promise, going up. And then I promise from now on, 1 a week. Couple of extra comments. Unbeaten Dolphins 2022. Sure thing. Nice one, Jack. And Adam says, "Who day, baby? Go Bengals this weekend." Bengals are playing the Bears, so they're going to win. So yeah.
Well, with those salty tears falling from Dan's eyes, they're so delicious. Let's sort of wrap it up. Russ, goodbye.
Letters, boys.
Dan, goodbye.
Bear down.
Bear down. And it's goodbye from me, Tom. And on that note, join us next week, but it's time to cue the music.